It's me again, coming at you with another video. I'm drinking a beer today, just trying to take it easy. Basically, I got a lot of different things to talk about. I've been doing my Minecraft hardcore Let's Play, been looking for a new job. But one of the things I gotta tell some of you guys, I'm getting a new job pretty quick here. I'm probably gonna either be a caretaker, I might work at the grocery store or something like that. For a while there, I was working at Unlimited Services. Unlimited Services is like this wire harness company. They make wire harnesses for like armored vehicles and for trains and whatnot. But it was a shitty company to work for. I highly regretted working there. I was working there for a little bit, and I was working with this big fat guy that was just a complete motherfucking reject of society. He was just some complete pathetic motherfucker. And then on top of it, I had to work with this one woman. Her name was like Susie Uphill or something. And all this bitch did is just fucking complain about how she has OCD. I mean, I wish you had to work with some psycho OCD woman all day. Like, if you thought like me. Like, I mean, I'm like ADD as fuck. I hardly give a single fuck about anything. Like, I'm just doing the job. Like, I know everything, but maybe I use the incorrect word. Sometimes I get my words mixed up. I hardly give a single fuck. Like, this woman is so OCD. If something is even slightly like, dude, I'm imagining me like taking something and setting it off to the side. Like, dude, I imagine like setting this beer down like this, but then I turn this beer like this, and this bitch is like screaming because the beer has to be turned like this, not like this. Like, she's that touchy and psycho and insane. Where you'd be like, what the fuck are you so touchy for? And no, 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 no. And I actually said like the word like torque meter or something. This bitch is screaming at me like, it's a fucking Newton meter. Ah! Like, and you're like, excuse me, lady? Like, I'm not afraid of you. Like, you know what I meant. Like, it's not my fault you have mental disease. Like, it's you know what I meant. And you're like, no, I don't know what you meant because I'm I have OCD. I have OCD. And you're just sitting there like, lady, like, can you keep that shit to yourself? Like, I don't want to hear about how you have OCD, lady. You know what I mean? So, like, if you were in that situation, you'd be like, fuck out of here with that shit. Oh, no. And that's the Unlimited Services disaster. I accidentally used to work for that company. But now they're going to get me working somewhere different. Grocery store, it might be a caretaker or something along those lines. I got other job interviews lining me up. So I'm going to definitely get another job. Just been sitting around chilling, drinking beer, minding my own life. Not getting evicted from this place anymore. The landowners and I have came to an agreement that they're going to enforce the actual rules. See, because the landowners weren't properly enforcing their own rules. These losers in this motherfucking place think that that it's owned by the old landowners, and it's not. See, they actually have to complain face to face. They actually have to communicate with their voices. They don't get to be on hush mode no more. These motherfuckers be all hush mode and hush mouth, fucking can't even speak, can't even communicate. Like they're so fucking scared and pathetic. It's like these faggots in this building can't even speak to you face to face, even if like they need to. Like some of these people are so old and outdated, the only thing they can do is scream at the top of their lungs and get themselves ticketed by the police. That's the only thing you guys, the viewers, need to understand. Like, I live in a building that's so ghetto and shitty. Half the people in this building had to move out because they're all special needs. And, like, I mean, God forbid some special needs guy still lives in this building. You know what I mean? Like, no. Like, these special needs people can't communicate for themselves. They need to call the landowner, harass the landowner, be like, landowner, you're the only one capable of communicating for me. And it's just bullshit because these people are capable of communicating for themselves. And I was always taught as a kid in these living situations, it pays to communicate as little as possible. It pays to stay out of people's business. And it also pays to just mind your own manners. It pays not to complain. Like, I mean, it just gets to a point where if you complain in living situations like this, it's called move to a single family household. Like, if you need your own house to live in, then you live in your own household. Like, if you need a house, you live in one. Like, some of these people that live in apartments don't understand that, like, it's not my fault that like my alarm clock goes off, or it's not my fault that like I have to go to work, or I have to start my car up, or whatever the fucking, you know what I mean? And they're all just screaming and freaking out. We listen to music outside and grill and barbecue and do the things that every American family and every American group of people does, and people are screaming their heads off like insane people. So that's what I've been dealing with. I'm eager to go back to work. I've been highly considering moving to Green Bay. I live in Menominee, Michigan right now, thinking about moving to Green Bay or Milwaukee. A lot of people tell me bad stuff about Milwaukee. I hear shit about Milwaukee, but I'm from St. Louis. And man, you think Milwaukee's bad? You think Green Bay's bad? Like, go to St. Louis. I ain't trying to act hard. I'm just saying like the way it is. I'm used to seeing fights and shit that happened that is not normal. I'm used to an environment that is not normal. That's why some of you people that think more refined, more suburban, more white, you guys are thinking a certain way. I don't give a fuck about a fist fight, but I ain't friendly about one either. That's why I need to move the fuck out of this area at this point. I've been arrested enough times in this area to where I'm like, dude, I get fucking beaten up by the cops over a box of burgers, and the cops in this town are so weak and pathetic. They're so not masculine. They're so weaker in the upper body. Like, dude, it takes like 3 or 4 cops just to arrest me. And the only reason why I'm that strong is I work out. I take interest in being athletic. Like, I was into sports. Like, I actually work hard. So it's not my fault these guys that sit behind a cop car all day aren't as strong as me. Like, you're going to basically shoot me and tase me just because I'm stronger than you. I got too much fucking muscle. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm like a monster. I'm an evil criminal. I can't stand living in these littler areas where we got these weak little pathetic cops that can hardly like handle like a guy like me. And then they got to send officers like Officer Richard Schroyer, the terrorist, after me. Like this gigantic fucking cop that's like 300 freaking pounds, and all he does is act like all you do is resist. All you do is fight back. Like that fucker is just hardwired pathetic of everything is resisting. All you do is accidentally like twitch your arm or something because you have ADD or ADHD. Everything's resisting. Everything's a crime. Like this fucker is just a terrorist psychopath. Like that's why I'm saying fuck you, Officer Schroyer. If you're watching this, dude, you're lucky you're an officer because I'm not afraid of you, bro. Fuck you. Fuck your uniform. Fuck Menominee County. Fuck your sheriff. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, that's why you're having a beer with me today, guys, because I don't fuck with the feds. I don't fuck with no government. I'm sitting here still to this day trying to get my ARP in my name because fucking FBI's background check system was glitching out. One thing I gotta tell you, even if you beat a DUI, if they drug test you or they blood test you and they blood test you for a DUI to see what your alcohol limit is, they can hold that against you for a year in their FBI system to mess with you. See, it's not a state of Michigan thing. The state of Michigan would allow you to buy a gun. It's not a state of Michigan thing. It's like a federal government thing. You know what I mean? So the federal government can still mess with you. That's why I was always saying, like, you're just a local cop. You're not a federal cop. Like, you know what I mean? Fucking, what's his name? Jake Lauren, the drug detective of this area. He's like a pedophile. Yeah, I call him a pedophile. I'm not afraid to say it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how it is, you know? So, cheers. Anybody watching this video, it's like... Yep. Days like this, as the days are going on, has me thinking. Still watching this video. Remember the time when that biker fought me? I literally stabbed his ass, made him squeal like a little girl. This big ass biker came up to me after I was hanging. What I was doing is one day I was thinking like, man, I want to go grab a beer, right? I hop on my bicycle. I'm athletic as hell. I ride like over like a couple miles to the gas station all the way in Wisconsin. I ride from Michigan all the way to Wisconsin. I go to the gas station. I grab beer. As I'm grabbing a beer, I'm thinking, let me see if my friend Joe wants to hang out. I'm like, hey, Joe, do you want to hang out? He's like, oh, dude, I'm at the bar. Just come meet me at the bar. I'm like, all right, I'll come meet you at the bar. I get to the bar. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, dude? You know, he's fucked up. I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't care. He's like, dude, I want you to grab some tacos. There's tacos here. There's free food today. I'm like, all right, I got you. There's free food. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm going through there. I'm eating all the free food. I'm having a good time. I'm like, Joe, you're a little bit too drunk. Let's get the fuck up out of here. You know what I mean? We go to hang out with this other guy, and we're, like, asking him if he wants to go to the bar and shit, and then he doesn't want to go to the bar. And then I think we went, like, back to the bar, and we kept drinking. And, like, I didn't drink any alcohol, but he did. And, like, I was just sitting there kind of babysitting him. And he was just fucked up, dude. Like, I mean, I wasn't paying too much mind to it because I had my mind on different shit because I was trying to beat a DUI case. I was trying to beat, like, all these different cases. And I was trying to deal with all this different shit. So I'm thinking such a certain way about everything. Like, I'm sitting here, like, stressing out. Like, trying to figure out how to beat these cases. And I'm putting so much thought into it that I'm not really looking at Joe the right way, like looking at him like, are you okay to actually be here? And you think the bartender would know to cut his ass off or something, right? The bartender was too immature to be selling alcohol at that drinking establishment. That's enough said. Anyways, Joe then proceeds to pull on the woman's hair. And he's like, yo, bitch, basically, give me some alcohol, you skank. And then the bitch is like, how dare you fucking pull on my hair and call me a skank? I'm a lady. You committed a felony against me. And she was literally screaming about how you committed a felony against me. You committed how Joe committed a felony against her. And it was like, oh no, like Joe committed a felony against you and all this shit. And she was just fucking screaming and screaming her little head off about how Joe committed a felony against her. Joe did this to her. Joe did that to her. Oh my fucking God. She's like, Next thing I know, we had the bouncer. He's this big ass black dude. He was twice my size, maybe even 3 times my size. You know what I mean? He's like, all right. He's like, y'all niggas gotta go. And I'm like, all right, I'm going. I was almost pulling Joe out the door because I think differently. Like, I ain't really trying to start a problem here. I'm like, I was mostly sober. I don't even think I had any alcohol in my system at all. I was 100% sober. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking in my head, but I like to improv, so I kind of got a little bit jive, you know what I mean? Because Joe was kind of acting all pathetic and drunk, and I thought I was going to have to fight for Joe's self-defense. So I was thinking, like, fuck, you touched Joe, you touched me. And I ended my friendship with him because of that reason, because I grew up in the city, I grew up in the hood, and I was always taught in the real streets and in the real city. It's like, if you're my best friend, you hit him, you hit me. He hits you, he hits you. That's what it's like in the real streets in certain situations, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you better keep your hands off Joe. Even if I end my friendship with him after today, that was still my friend when I walked into this place. I feel responsible to protect him. You better stay away from him. You better keep your hands off him. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid of you. And it's just the way I was raised. I wasn't raised like these people in this area, like in certain situations. These people are betas. They're weak. They're pussy. They're pathetic. They don't know how to take charge. And I'm like, I ain't afraid of you. You know what I mean? And so I stood up for him. I protected him for the most part. I drug his ass back to his house, basically. I got drunk with him. I drank all my alcohol at his house. And then we're sitting there drinking. And then I'm like, I remember I had to babysit him up until it was time for him to go to work, basically. And then right around the time where I was like, all right, I'm going to go home and stuff, like I got attacked, like right around the time like he was supposed to go to work like early in the morning like that or some shit like that. It happened in some weird way like that. I can't remember it all because I got hit in the fucking head too hard. But like fucking bikers fucking coming at me. And I knew he was coming at me because I grew up in the street. So I fucking whipped out my fucking blade. I was ready for him. I snapped it out. It's like a spring system one, so I'm like sitting there. I already snapped it out. I'm sitting there riding my bike. I already knew that guy was gonna pull up beside me and start screaming at me and yelling at me. He started yelling at me and screaming at me, talking aggressively. I instantly, without even saying anything, just started stabbing that motherfucker. I'm like, die, bitch, die. I'm harder than you'll ever be. And that motherfucker was like, I'm such a faggot. I'm just gonna hit you with my motorcycle because I'm a fucking queer. And then the fucking beta ass, fucking loser, obese faggot hit me with his goddamn motorcycle because he thinks he's a man hiding behind a motorcycle. He's a man hiding behind a machine, dude. I fought a man that was so much of a beta, he needed a machine to win the fight. He couldn't fight with a knife, not with his hands, not with a gun. He needed to hide behind a machine. He's the type of man that'd run you over with a vehicle because he's so much of a faggot. I mean, he can't win no knife fight, no fist fight, no gun fight. He was a woman. You know, so, and I had that woman screaming for help. I had him screaming for bloody murder. I stabbed him so aggressively. I literally had him literally screaming on the ground, screaming for bloody murder. Like, oh my God, paramedics help me, save me. It's like, dude, it was the most pathetic shit ever. If you were there, you'd be laughing. I went to jail for a day. The police took my side on the issue. They billed the guy for my medical bills because, like, what ended up happening is when I hit the pavement, because I was pretty good at, like, kind of like, you know, guarding myself and doing the thing you're supposed to do. But my arm got, like, road rash and I got ripped up a little bit. And I got a scar on my head. It's not that bad. You can hardly notice it. But I ended up getting a scar on my head from that fight. They billed the guy for all the medical bills and shit, so I didn't even get in trouble for it. You know, I bonded out for $500, but I got money. I don't even care about money. You know what I mean? So, you already know how it goes. Other story I want to tell you guys about is the time I got arrested for armed robbery. I literally got arrested for armed robbery one time over a box of burgers. Quite literally. I was playing Fallout one day. Just fucking around playing Fallout. And, like, I was drinking beer. I wanted to grab another beer. So I walked over to the gas station and grabbed another beer. I grabbed the beer, set it on the counter, go for my wallet. My wallet's not in my pocket. I'm like, okay, I'll be right back. I run back to my apartment. I grab my wallet. I run back across the gas station. Now, this is back in the day when I was carrying. I always carried. Open carry. Didn't even give a fuck. Didn't give a fuck about the law. And like, so I mean, like, I'm carrying a gun on me, dude. And I remember like the freaking they sold me the beer and everything, and then I turned around and ran around, and I was running back home because I was just sprinting because I'm athletic, because I think like sprinting everywhere, you know. And the fucking cops pulled up with squad cars because they thought I was the suspect of an armed robbery. And this is the funniest shit that ever happened to me. I mean, like, dude, I literally outran like a cop on accident without even thinking about it. Because when I ran across the street to run back across the street, it's like the cops kind of pulled up right then and there, to where like they were kind of like at the wrong place at the wrong time, and I literally like outmaneuvered them without even thinking about it. And like I literally walked in through my back door. My back door is like one directional only. It doesn't even have a doorknob to walk in from the outside, only from the inside. So I had the door kind of cracked open. So I walked in through one of those doors and I just shut it, and it locked right in front of the cop. And it was pretty funny. And like I didn't even know the cop was chasing after me or anything. And then I fucking sat down, I set my beer on the table, I started playing video games again. And then I was playing maybe video games for like a minute or so, and I look out the window and I see all the cops outside. I'm like, what the fuck is going on outside? Like, it seems sketchy. There's squad cars pulling into our backyard and all this weird shit going on. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I walk outside and I'm like, what's going on out here? What are you cops doing out here? And they're like, you're under arrest. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, I didn't understand what was going on. Like, I was just like, what the hell's happening out here? And they're like, you're just under arrest, this, that, and the other thing. And then they grab me and they're beating me up and stomping on my back and shit, and fucking literally stomping on me. Like, they were literally stomping on my body. Like, they were literally with the bottoms of their feet and their knees and shit just stomping on my body. Like, they were so aggressive to me. It was like, holy motherfucking shit. I was like screaming at them at the top of my lungs, calling them fucking names. I was calling them rapists and Nazis and all that shit. I was just like, fuck you pieces of motherfucking shit. You know, I was screaming at the top of my lungs. Remember, I even told the arresting officer, you're not a man. Like, I'm a man, you're not a man. Like, I was talking to him, like, they had that motherfucker looking at me like, dang, like, you know what I mean? And that's just what happened. I remember I sat 10 days in jail for no reason because I beat the armed robbery case. And literally, I sat 10 days in jail over a box of burgers. The funniest thing is when I got to jail, I wasn't very obedient. I wasn't very subservient, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I didn't give a fuck if I was in jail, dude. I was so disrespectful. I was yelling at the top of my lungs. I was disrespectful the whole time. I was making the guards like cry. I was like freaking making the guys in jail cry. I almost knocked out one of the guys in my own cell block because he wouldn't stop crying about the fucking TV. And literally, I almost knocked his ass out. He's like, I'm going to beat your ass if you don't turn that TV down. And I'm like, I'll knock you out right fucking down. I jumped up in his face and I punked him. I had him so fucking scared. His name was like Randy. I don't remember his last name, but he's this scrawny little white guy named Randy. Met him in Menominee County. Biggest punk ever. He was covered in bruises and he's fucking talking about his abscesses all over his body because he's so sickly. And I'm like, bitch, you think I'm afraid to knock you the fuck out, you sickly little faggot? It's like, you know what I mean? So put it on God, though. Like, when we were in that cell block together, I almost knocked his ass out. And when I was in jail, I was in there with like this guy named Wesley. I was in this, and then there was this guy that was in the military. I forget what the fuck his name is. Yeah, it was Wesley, Randy. I can't remember what the other guy's freaking name was. It's just this freaking Marine or this Army guy or something I was sitting in jail with. I didn't like this guy that was in the Army, though. He was so fucking annoying. Like, he had the most social, like, desperate to socialize personality ever. For it was like, he just annoyed the fuck out of me because he's always trying to talk to me, always trying to bother me. He's like, all he wanted to do was talk. He's like so fucking lonely in that jail. So I was like, motherfucker, you're lucky that I believe in self-controlling myself because you're so annoying. Like, dude, if I did what I wanted to do to you, I'd just kick your ass. You're so annoying. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. You know what I mean? You know what it's like when you self-discipline yourself and you self-control yourself versus doing what you want to do, and you beat a motherfucker's ass. And drop down in the comment section below. You ever been in a jail cell with someone you just wanted to beat the fuck out of so bad, but you just didn't want to do it to them? You already know how it goes, yeah. But, anyways, that's enough. You guys drank enough beer with me. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I just kind of want to do some story time with you guys. Let you, talk to you guys and everything. Get you guys in this mindset of what's going on. Because I be dealing with some weird shit. And like always, peace out. Thanks for watching.